When you picture the future of green energy, what do you see? Probably high-tech labs, right? Complex chemistry. But what if one of the biggest challenges is way more basic? What if it's just moving stuff around? Today, we're looking at a surprisingly simple and absolutely massive solution to a huge problem in the bioeconomy.
This is the big question, isn't it? How do you move a literal mountain of wood biomass, the raw material for all this green tech, when the cost of just getting it from A to B could wipe out all your profits? It's a massive logistical puzzle.
And this puzzle has a name. We can call it the biomass bottleneck. See, in a place like Ontario, there's tons of wood waste and byproducts. There's no shortage of the stuff. The problem, the paradox, is that it's almost impossibly expensive to move it to the places that can actually use it. Now, get a load of this number. 40%. That's how much of the total cost of wood biomass can be just for transportation. Think about that. Before you've even started to process a single wood chip, almost half its value is already gone, just spent on diesel and drivers. That's a huge barrier. And this isn't some theoretical problem. Look at this real-world example. The government had to create a whole program to move 21,000 truckloads of wood chips after local mills closed. I mean, can you even picture 21,000 truckloads? This shows you the sheer scale we're talking about. It's a massive logistical headache. Okay, so let's dig into the why. Why is it so expensive? To really get it, we need to understand two key ideas: cubing out and weighing out. This is the absolute heart of the problem. So, what on earth is cubing out? It's simple, really. Imagine you had to fill a giant transport truck with pillows. You'd stuff that trailer to the gills, right? It would be physically full, but it would weigh next to nothing. You've run out of space way before you've hit the legal weight limit for the road. That's cubing out. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got cubing out. That's what happens with bulky, lightweight stuff like wood chips. On the right, weighing out. That's for dense things like concrete, where you hit the weight limit and the truck might still look half empty. For the bioeconomy, cubing out is a disaster because you're literally paying a trucker to haul a bunch of air. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material hits the nail on the head with this quote. It's just a physical fact. A regular, standard truck is simply the wrong tool for this specific job. Every single trip is inefficient, and every trip costs way more than it should. So, if a standard truck is the wrong tool, then what's the right one? Well, let me introduce you to the hero of our story, the 144-yard trailer. And this isn't just about being bigger, it's about being purpose-built to solve that exact cubing out problem. Let's just look at the numbers here for a second. We're talking over 108 cubic meters of internal volume. That enormous space is what lets it carry a payload of almost 19 metric tons of this super low-density wood waste. It's designed from the ground up to maximize volume, not just weight. And this chart, wow, this really drives the point home. Look at that difference. A typical 40-yard bin holds about 30 cubic meters. This 144-yard trailer holds more than 3 times that much. You know what that means? 1 trip instead of 3. That's fewer trucks, less fuel, fewer drivers. The savings starts to stack up really fast. But wait, there's more. It's not just about being big. There's a brilliant piece of engineering hidden inside these things that makes them even better. This isn't just a giant box, it's a smart one. We need to talk about something called a walking floor. So how does this work? Instead of a big, clumsy tipper that has to lift its entire bed into the air, a walking floor trailer has these hydraulic slats on the floor, and they move in this really cool sequence that literally walks the entire load right out the back. The most important part, the trailer stays perfectly level the whole time. That means it can unload in places a normal dump truck could only dream of. So why is that such a big deal? Well, a lot of this biomass feedstock needs to be kept bone dry to be useful. With a walking floor, you can drive the entire rig right inside a building and unload, completely safe from rain or snow. It protects the quality of the material, and that is absolutely critical. Okay, so we've got the tech, we see how it works. Now let's zoom out. Let's connect this one giant trailer back to the entire bioeconomy. How can one piece of equipment be so important? The whole future of this industry really depends on this concept called biohubs. Think of them like a central sorting station for an entire region. Instead of dozens of little inefficient sites, you bring all the biomass to one big, super efficient hub. That's how you get the scale you need to make biofuels and other products affordable.
So the billion-dollar question is, how do you feed these giant hubs? This is where our trailer becomes the star of the show. It's the key that unlocks the whole model. Its huge capacity is what makes those long-haul trips from a forest or a sawmill to a central biohub actually profitable. It lets you skip all the inefficient little stops in between and create one clean, direct supply chain. Without a tool like this, the whole biohub idea just falls apart. So here's the bottom line. We're not just looking at a big truck. We are looking at a linchpin. It is the critical piece of the puzzle that solves the fundamental problem of moving all this bulky stuff at scale. It's the unsung hero that makes the whole green supply chain actually work. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We spend so much time focusing on the shiny labs and biorefineries when we think about the green revolution. But maybe, just maybe, the future of a sustainable economy also depends on something as simple and as impressive as a giant trailer rolling down the highway.